the biggest mistakes that people make when they talk about inequality is that they assume that inequality is a matter of income. And the inequality that we face in the United States, there is inequality of wealth and inequality of income. That's not the problem in our polarization in this country. On the contrary, the United States is not an envious place. I mean, you go to places around the world. If you go to France, for example, you find it's a traditionally relatively envious culture when somebody has more than somebody else. But a country that's based largely on immigrant stock is not an envious place by nature. The problem is not inequality of income. And when politicians tell us that, it's a red herring. It's an opportunity for them to create more of a collectivist, redistributionist culture. The problem is the inequality of opportunity. And even behind that is the inequality of dignity. Now, dignity is defined as being worthy of respect. And in the United States, and indeed around the West, in most places in the world these days, we believe there's a radical equality of human dignity. But we know there's not an equality in our sense of dignity. We don't all sense that we're worthy of respect. And so you have to ask yourself, when would we have an inequality of dignity problem that would make people lash out, that would make people angry, that would make people more likely to follow populist politicians and the media calls for greater polarization? And the answer is almost certainly when a certain part of the population doesn't feel needed. See, neededness as a psychological matter is what lies behind the sense of I'm worthy of respect. You know, what gives me meaning in my life? I mean, I have kids, grown children, but they're still pretty young adults, and they don't always like me, but they always need me. And that really is my sense of dignity that comes from that. I'm needed in my community. I'm needed by my university. I feel like I'm needed in the economy. And that gives me a sense of respect.